I thought I would make a video showing my minion build in maps. Now, I was running Popcorn SRS with Gas Cloud Explosions all the way into the end of Act 3 Cruel, and then right before the final boss, actually, it got hotfixed. I've tried multiple things since then, including Brutes. The problem with Brutes, even though I like them, they get stuck indoors. So I've ended up with a very basic Arsonist playstyle with my Flame Wall. I'll show you here. I'm running Malice on my Scepter that gives me critical weakness. So this actually stacks up to be 10% crit chance against targets, which would be, you know, bosses. It's pretty nice. Raise Shield I don't really use, but it's there. Flammability I have connected to Cursed Ground because I think that makes it better for bossing. I have Skeletal Arsonist. Mine is currently all the way up to level 21 with 14 quality. We'll get there. The quality, I believe, on these just adds life, so it's not a big deal. I'm running it with Scatter Shot because I think it's shotguns, or at the very least the AoE is nice. I'm running it with Fire Infusion because why not? And I'm also running Magnified Effect, again, trying to do more AoE, and I believe more shotgunning with it. Now, I have Pain Offering here, which is really nice because it gives increased attack and cast speed. Again, really good for the minions. 44% more damage is really nice. I'm running 9 Arsonists, so I'm losing 1, going down to 8 for 44% more damage on the remaining ones, plus my SRS is really cool. Elemental Army just keeps this alive, and I also have Font of Rage, so I'm also granting Rage. Rage, of course, here is it grants 1% more attack damage per 1 rage up to a maximum of 30. So I'm gaining rage as well, and so are my minions, I believe. So that's pretty cool. That's just more damage. I believe the minions get it. If they don't, then I don't need this. But it says to you when you're allies, so my minions should be included. It says so right there. Flame Wall, I'm doing Fortress because I like the circle. And I'm doing Arcane Tempo just so I can cast it faster. That's just a personal preference. Raging Spirits, I have that, as you can see here, all the way up to a level 20 gem, plus 6 from my modifiers, plus 14 from quality. I believe quality doesn't factor in right here. It says, does not factor in until you get all the way to 20, and then you get 1 additional Raging Spirit. So it's doing absolutely nothing for me. I have Feeding Frenzy, so they deal more damage, take more damage. I have Minion Instability, so they explode, and I have Infernal Legion, so they take damage equal to their life, which also, you know, kills them, and I like the explodey part. I like the explodey. My items right now, and we'll get to the tree in a moment, but my items, this scepter is something that I crafted, and I can't get rid of. I haven't done this in like a day, but I tried to find any scepter with that increased spirit, that increased damage, and that level of minion skills, and I failed. So that kind of sucks. So I'm kind of stuck with it, although I did learn that I liked Malice more than I would the additional warriors, I believe. It just means I have to do a little more kiting myself, and I think that's fine for now. This is my current helmet. As you can see, I'm addicted to corrupting. So, as you can see here, I have a +2 minion skills, really decent life, some armor, and I got some resistances I needed. My resistances still aren't fixed. This is something I just crafted and haven't replaced yet. I really need to. This is my shield. I think it's pretty okay. 841 armor. It'll make sense why I went so hard on this shield, trying to get some stats on it. Some good res, some life. This shield is doing pretty well. This ring... Obviously, this could be replaced. This can fix some of my res. This ring is a lot better, I think. It has a lot more life. It has a lot more res. Other than that, it's not really that useful to me. My body armor is something that I believe I purchased, exalted, qualitied, and then corrupted. So the corruption gave me an additional socket, so I was able to do an extra 60%. Now, obviously, this is not the best base ever. It only requires level 45, but this was really good at the time. It's serving me right now. That's a lot of armor. My boots are nothing great. They can be replaced pretty easy. My belt is garbage as well. My gloves are pretty garbage as well, but you will see I have 10% rarity. I used to have rarity on my old helmet that was similar to this. A lot of people have said stacking rarity is pretty good for drops, so I've also tried adding in the Vibrant Golden Charm of the Plentiful, because why not? Otherwise I use a Stun Charm. Just, I think it's a very basic flask. Very basic flask. Now, my actual character, though, I went with Gemling Legionnaire. I immediately pathed up this way to +2 quality of all skill gems, plus 10% quality, +2, +1 level of all skills. And the reason is very simple. I just kind of wanted to try it. I thought maybe it'd be neat. It's probably not even good. I think it's probably best maybe to not even take this. There's so many other ways to get skill +1s, but I did it. I'm not sure where I'll go next. Originally, my plan was for adaptive capability, but there is a problem with it. Apparently, it is bugged right now. Adaptive capability is bugged so that when you go to upgrade a gem, it won't allow you because you don't meet the requirements, and then you have to get a new gem, which is a problem if you're going for the corruption cheat to get yourself an extra socket, which I'm going to be doing soon. If you take a look at my... where is it at here? My Arsonist. You'll see that it is +1 level from corruption. I've been trying to get a 4 socket, because what you can do is get a 3 socket like this, throw a corruption on it, and you have a chance of it corrupting into a 4th socket, which would be a 5 link, and obviously I think that's better than the +1 level. I haven't gotten that lucky yet. I spent probably 5 exalts trying to do it last night. Didn't succeed. So what I did is I immediately switched to minions as soon as I could, by the way. I just pathed through armor evasion, went down through here, grabbed this life regen, and I went straight down. This was my pathing. This is not redone. I went all the way over here and immediately got this minion damage, this minion life, this minion damage wheel, and then I went straight down again. Oh yeah, I have this jewel. I don't think it's really that good, but it's just sitting there. I went up this way, and I got minion damage, life, damage, damage. And after that, I beelined over this way. Probably not the best way to do it. As you can see, I really avoided most things on the tree. I went up to here, and I went down and grabbed these damage nodes here. There's still damage I can grab here. At one point, I needed mana regen, so I jumped in here and got some. I don't need it right now. Next thing I did is I beelined over to the left. I went up, and I grabbed minions deal 10% damage, 10%, 10%, 10%. I grabbed 25%, and I grabbed 25% life. I did not touch this Ellie res because I didn't want to mess with my SRS, which maybe it's not even worth worrying about anymore, but that's what I did. And then I went down. I don't know why I have a point here. Maybe I was going to go... oh, I was probably going to go grab some life here. I can probably respect that. Anyway, I went to here. I grabbed armor, increase energy shield. I went up. Armor, increase energy shield. The energy shield is kind of wasted right now, but I went up. I grabbed increases in reduction to armor, also apply to energy shield. Recharge rate, so that just increased the recharge rate. That's probably not worth right now with my energy shield. Increase energy shield, increase armor, so it's 60% increased armor from the body armor, 60% increased energy shield, and just more buff here. I did this for the armor. I did this just as like a little extra little defensive layer. I thought about maybe I'd get more ES on other gear, and it just hasn't happened yet. And I went over here and got 25% increase from shield, 100% increase from shield, 25 from shield, 25 from shield. I didn't take this. At one point I did take increased block chance, but increased block chance, it wasn't that great. I was going to take this, and I'm not sure about this whole area here. It kind of, like, I feel like there's some wasted nodes I need to redo, but that's how it is for now. And then I went over here, and I went up, and I just grabbed the attack cast speed, attack cast speed, attack cast speed, revive faster, damage, 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 and the area of effect and increased cooldown recovery. Of course, anything that's like far away, I do have an anoint on an amulet that I can still do. And this is just what I'm at. I've kind of minimized my respecking because, in all honesty, playing a Gemling, the issue comes in that I think what I want to do is actually stack as much strength as possible for the extra life. And the issue with stacking life like that is I need to respec all of these earlier int nodes, or at least most of them. I need to figure out how much mana I actually I'm going to end up on like some final gear. So to do the respec, what I might do is actually take these points over here and then just mass remove all these and then re-put them in with the right attribute. And I got all these too. I'm kind of hoping, honestly, after the SRS change, I was hoping they did a full respec, but they didn't. And with that said, let's just show a map. Just maybe. Okay, there we go. I'll just do a. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to show what it actually looks like. It's really, really simple to play. And of course, it'd be better with better gear and more points and whatever, but like, literally, they just throw through the fire. And if they die, it's not too big a deal. And I can just do this. Oh, hold up. There you go. And there is all the minions around it. You can see with the red, they're getting increased. It's the more damage zone. So we'll go here. And you can see the rage appearing here. So it's pretty simple. The issue is, of course, sometimes you have to... I haven't really worked on trying out directing the minions at all. And I still use mouse to move, which probably WASD is just better. I think it's just better. But I played Path of Exile 1, and I just am reluctant to change when I play Path of Exile. But it feels pretty tanky. I feel like my deaths so far have just been me goofing off. And or not paying attention. And of course I don't even use this. So like I don't use the shield. So that's a negative. There's a lot of open sockets and stuff too, which is kind of like extra skills I could add in. I could change up with less arsonist, more auras, maybe more like things to take spirit. But I just thought I'd make the video because I know a lot of people went with Infernalist. And, I mean, it looks good. I have seen some issues people had with the dog getting stuck, which was, I'm going to be honest, not a worry I had. But after playing with the brutes and feeling the brutes get stuck on doors and passageways, I really, really, I'm glad I didn't go Infernalist. It would drive me crazy. Sometimes these can rarely get stuck. I probably can't cause it in a map on purpose, but like you'd need like all of them fighting the same enemy, and like you can get like 2 hitboxes, it seems like, stuck in like a small little crevice like this, and they'll just get stuck. And in that case, I'll show you what happens. You walk away. Maybe. I might not get far enough away. Sometimes they'll engage an enemy, and you can walk far enough away that they'll just die, and they revive really quick. Maybe the boss will, or a rare will kill him, and there's a respawn timer. It's really short. I could probably put a cleric in and just revive him quicker, you know? Oh. But yeah, I mean, you can see I'm just pretty tanky here. I can kind of goof off in these maps, and I really only was grinding maps at like 3 a.m., so I wasn't fully awake at the time. My future plans are right now, of course, to improve the build, is I want to get the next link for the Arsonist. Funny enough, I was trying to decide what I want to put there, and I wasn't sure, and I was like, well, temporarily I could do +1 minion gem, and then it occurred to me that that's what the +1 gem level corruption already did. So, if you haven't played with the idea of corrupting your skill gems, please be aware, though, there is a -1 corruption. So don't just throw out your best gem, because it can end up with a permanent -1 level on it. And that's just not good. And yes, you can still increase the level of corrupted gems. I know some people view that as like counterintuitive or whatever, but You can't quality them, from my understanding, but you can still improve their level, which, I mean, you could still level up Corrupted Gems in Path of Exile 1, so I guess it makes sense here. And there's a completed map. So yeah, just kind of wanted to show it here. Maybe if you're thinking you want to go minions and you're like, well, I don't want to play Elementalist or I don't want to go Witch, it is possible. Can be annoying at the start. You're not going to have, you're not going to be given the scepter and stuff. You could mule one over. That'd probably be the best thing to do, in my opinion. Just mule a scepter over with some skills, or already have it from another character. So you can just you don't have to use a crossbow at all at that point. Yeah, it's just, let's see, make sure I hit all the jewels. I don't think I have anything crazy here. I don't know if I covered this one. So I have increased damage if I consume a corpse, which I'm not going to do. We have minions have increased critical damage. I forgot about that. And this has mono regen and elemental damage. These are just jewels that I've picked up as I went through. And also, just with the way the build naturally is, if I decide I want to get another jewel socket, I can get it right here. I might be misremembering, but I was thinking there's a unique jewel that things within area affect your minions. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I thought that was in the data mine. If that's the case and it's big enough, I had a thought of this spot right here, and then these are all just flat attack damage. And don't go into this tree, and then just take all this damage. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not sure if that's real or not, or if that was like a data mine that's not in the game. Anyway, I don't know how long this video ended up being, but hopefully it gives you like a short idea that, yes, you can do some other interesting things. Other than these, I did play around still with this, with archers, poison archers that... Do I still have it on my bar? I probably don't. I was doing, yeah, I don't. I was doing skeletal archers, poison breaks armor, and still doing this with the SRS, and I was doing pretty fine. That's actually what I did to finish Act 3 after my brutes kept getting stuck in doorways. So there's a lot of different ways you can build. I just don't like the ascendancies in this game. I don't like the ascendancies. I don't like the way you ascend, and mine's kind of broken, and that's a big takeaway is, if you are wanting to go this way, this is broken. So if this is broken, know that. I think this might be broken too, someone said, where it doesn't let you, again, upgrade. It doesn't actually let you upgrade. It just lets you use the gem, but you can't upgrade. So maybe you go into the additional skill slots and go up to this, or go up for gem studded, but I don't feel like I need gem studded at this point, but maybe I'm wrong. My thought process was initially that with minions, eventually I'm probably going to want to use 2 of the same support gem, and that just solves that. And if I decide to do a full respec, my thought process was 2 support gems, the same support gem can't be a bad thing. If they've balanced around using 1, 2's got to be OP, but maybe that's just not going to be the case at the end of the day. Thank you for checking it out. I got some other videos, still just slowly grinding.